Hello and welcome back, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about spirit, soul, and ego. And although it's going to be very difficult, I need to make sure that I cover this because it is quite essential. And it's going to be very difficult because I want to make it into a video where it's easily digestible here. I don't want to do a 30-minute talk on each topic, even though one could easily do that. I'm doing this because I want to make sure that if somebody is just starting on their spiritual path, that they can go to something like a video like this and get a general glimpse on things. And I'm going to start off by saying that spirit, it is everything. It is infinite possibilities. It is intelligence, love. It is non-dual, and by that I mean it is not good, bad. It is not fractured, right? It is before any polarity exists. It is because it is both sides of the polarity, and it is whole, right? It is one. It is the source energy to things, the essence of everything. And there is a whole lot of things that, it is everything known and unknown. And by that I mean that there are certain things that we don't even know that it exists. And even though we don't even know it exists, is that still spirit. And the first, so the spirit, it is non-dual, right? It is not split. Soul is where we start getting the split. The soul, because we have different souls, right? We have a soul named Marcel, we have a soul named Julie, we have a soul named Martin, and every other soul and every other animal, every blade of grass, right, is a sense like an individual soul. And that's where soul, it is the first part where there is actually an individual. There is a separation. It is by means where spirit is able to express itself into different avenues, in a sense, right? Or different personalities. And the soul, it is the essential you, the essential individual that you are. And everybody has a different vibration. So there are certain people that are very athletic, some people that are very artistic, intellectual, right? And that goes well with what I'm going to say here, where it's like, with our soul, we're able to express spirit in different ways. We can do it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. And there's also other ways that we can express this spirit, right? But at the same time, the soul is very closely connected with spirit, right? It is the first, let's say that the spirit is the offspring of, soul is the offspring of spirit. And, some people will, get a little bit mixed up here because, like, it is the same sort. It is connected very intimate. It has a very intimate connection with spirit, but at the same time, it is still in a dual state, right? That's where, like I said, there's different individuals. Some we can say are good, some bad, some energetic, some calm, and so forth, right? And now I'm going to move in to try to explain ego. The ego, it is an offshoot, or we create it with our with our mind, or with our psyche. And the ego, it is still connected very intimately with our personality, right? But at the same time, the ego is often wounds, and it is wounds that doesn't want to heal. It wants to stay in that story that we tell ourselves. It wants to believe that it is the story that we tell ourselves about ourselves. So we could say that I'm my trauma. I'm the things that happened to me when I was young that were very traumatic, right? And we believe this story. We believe this is us. And that's where it is it is an illusion, right? It is basically the wound that we experienced when we were young most of the time. And it doesn't want to let go of that wound that we experienced. So we say that I am the way that I am because of what happened, right? The ego, it is very tricky, right? Because it tries to hide things in a sense, or deny things, right? And it wants to hold on. The ego wants to hold on for dear life to an identity, to a concept, to comparing, to competing. And it wants to make sure that, it's either the victor or the victim. So it is either very inflated in a sense, or is very deflated. And obviously, these are both wounds, that we have, the inflation and the deflation. And without, if there wasn't any wounds, then the ego wouldn't be attached to certain things, and it wouldn't be dominating our consciousness and our personality, right? So that's where, again, like, the healing part is so essential. And like the soul doesn't need any healing per se. The ego is the only thing that needs healing. And I'm going to be talking about something about along this line on healing, and I'm going to go more in detail about this. But we need to continue healing, and then it is the ego that needs healing. But there is something where, if we connect with spirit, if we connect with soul, it is not wounded. There is no healing needed. There is only healing needed with the ego. So, anyways, I'm going to go more in detail about that another time. But I'm hoping that people understand now a little bit more the difference between these three things, right? And if I would just do a quick comparison here, the spirit is whole, non-fragmented. The soul is a first fragment, right? And then the ego is a fragment of the individualized soul, right? And you also have to keep in mind that it is very wounded, it is scared, it wants to dominate, right? But I think that covers it pretty well for now. And if there's anybody that has any comments or questions or anything that they want to add about this, go ahead, feel free to add in the comment section. And I think that's it for now. So until next time, hopefully you all have an awesome day.